This is Mac OS Ken.
Wedbush sees Apple at $4 trillion soon. Advocacy groups worry over kids in the App Store. And an awkward 8 minutes on Apple TV Plus. It is Tuesday, the 24th of December, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by 1Password Extended Access Management, your solution for MDM and identity and access management. Learn more at 1password.com/MacOSCan. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives thinks Apple is going to hit a $4 trillion market cap, and soon. And why wouldn't he? Apple's market cap is currently hovering around $3.86 trillion. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note he wrote on Monday, and he sort of seems to get the people who aren't into Apple at the moment. While some had expected an iPhone supercycle to start this fall, the analyst concedes the demand for iPhone 16 is only slightly ahead to generally in line with expectations globally. If AI is meant to be the catalyst, that's still going to take time. While iOS 18.2 got the AI ball rolling, generative artificial intelligence integration for Apple's second largest market, China, isn't expected until spring at the earliest. And yet, he and his believe Apple is on pace to reach the $4 trillion market cap threshold by early 2025, according to his note, and be the first member of this exclusive club. Not unlike the note a couple of weeks ago from JP Morgan making a bull case for Apple without AI. Ives says many bears and longtime Apple naysayers have missed three big parts of the Apple story. One, unmatched installed base of over 2 billion iOS devices and 1.5 billion iPhones, with about 300 million iPhones in the window of an upgrade opportunity. 2, services business worth $2 trillion of valuation, which is increasing its monetization of the customer base. And 3, consumer AI will go through Apple's ecosystem, with over 20% of the world's population ultimately interacting with AI on an Apple device in the next few years. Sooner than that, the analyst thinks a strong holiday season ahead for the next week will be the launching pad for a renaissance of growth in Cupertino over the next 12 to 18 months that kicks off in this December quarter. Mr. Ives has an outperform rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is a street high $300. To hit a $4 trillion market cap, Apple 3.0's Philip Elmer DeWitt figures Apple would need a share price of $264.55. Apple shares start today at $255.27. With a market cap of about $3.86 trillion, is it tough to hear Apple congratulated for raising $3 million for charity? I mean, it's more than I could raise, but my worth is about $58 maybe. Anyway, a piece from Mac Rumors had Red hitting Twitter on Monday, announcing that the annual Apple Pay donation campaign raised a total of $3 million this year for the Global Fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. The piece reminds forgetful folks that last month, Apple announced that it would again donate $5 to the Global Fund for every purchase made using Apple Pay on Apple.com, through the Apple Store app, or at an Apple Store, from the 29th of November through the 8th of December. I'm not sure whether it was throwing shade or just stating fact, but the Mac Rumors piece pointed out that Apple's donation was capped at $3 million, so there's that. Apple runs this sort of fundraiser every year around World AIDS Day on the 1st of December. Over the past 18 years, the Cupertino company has raised more than $250 million, according to the report. The Wall Street Journal has run a lengthy piece on age ratings in the App Store and how weak they seem to be. The bulk of the piece centers on a report by the nonprofit advocacy groups HEAT Initiative and Parents Together Action. Parents Together is said to be left of center. Meanwhile, HEAT Initiative is a participant in the recent lawsuit against Apple for not scanning iCloud for CSAM. According to the journal, over a period of 24 hours, researchers found about 200 apps with inappropriate content that were rated for children. Those included apps for dieting, circumventing banned sites, beauty filters, violent or sexual games, and anonymous chat. Those apps amounted to about a quarter of the total reviewed by the group in 24 hours. The findings suggest that many apps, including objectionable content for children, are rated as safe. The piece points out that it's left to developers to state the appropriate age rating for their applications. The journal had Apple saying that it reviews and regularly rejects apps for including content and features that don't align with the rating. Additionally, the company said it has rejected more than 100,000 app submissions in the past 5 years for violating guidelines related to age ratings. At Apple, said the company, we work hard to protect user privacy and security and provide a safe experience for children. The company went on to add that it gives parents a range of capabilities to protect children, including restricting access to apps and flagging problematic content. It's kind of hard to argue the merits of parental controls, though, if developers can just label their questionable content as not questionable. Some of the stuff they found is, well, it's not great. According to the report, the new research from the groups found that an app called Face Max, face rating looks max, rated 4 and above, takes a user's photo and claims to rate the attractiveness level using artificial intelligence. BodyTune, photo editor, rated for ages 9 and up, lets users alter their body's appearance with a focus on thinness, make your body slim and skinny, it said. Apps that facilitate chats with strangers are widely available for ages 12 and above, including Spin the Bottle, Maybe You, which advertises to users, sit at any table to meet new people, flirt, and chat. HEAT Initiative and Parents Together suggest that Apple employ an independent expert review and verification process for the age ratings of the App Store apps, like the ones used for movies and video games. This approach would give parents who want to rely on these age ratings more confidence in their accuracy, advocates said. Interestingly, they either don't suggest parents check out the applications their kids are using themselves, or the journal doesn't mention that suggestion. Whatever the case, it is a really icky story from all angles. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, 1Password Extended Access Management. Anywhere you find people, you're going to find shortcuts. From parks to processes, if there is a quicker or easier way to get to the end, people are going to take that. Not a big deal when you're walking around, but when you're working, well, that's different. You set up a whole system with an eye on productivity and security. Without realizing it, your employees' need for speed could put that security at risk. 1Password Extended Access Management can help mitigate that risk. It puts unmanaged devices, unknown applications, and rogue identities under your control, making sure every user credential is strong and protected, every device is known and healthy, and every app is visible. 1Password Extended Access Management solves the problems traditional identity and access management and mobile device management miss. It is security for the way people work today. It's available now to companies with Okta and Microsoft Entra and in beta for Google Workspace customers. Check it out at onepassword.com/macOSken. That is the number 1, onepassword.com/macOSken. Something fun to check out for you Apple Vision Pro owners. 9to5Mac says version 2 of the app Theater has hit the headset, giving users their very own Dome Theater. Sandwich Vision, the app's developer, had already telegraphed such a move. Earlier this month, they said users would have access to a curated selection of the best Fulldome films distributed by Reef Distribution. With over 20 years of experience, the developers say Reef Distribution has been a pioneer in supplying innovative content to planetariums, full-dome theaters, IMAX and giant screen theaters, museums, entertainment parks, zoos, and aquariums. So users get that, plus the ability to stream content from your personal Plex media server, plus YouTube streaming. Just make sure nobody tells YouTube, okay? The app is free with a one-time in-app purchase for YouTube videos and Plex functionality. Happy viewing. And finally today, if you like a taste of dystopian workplace drama to go with your holiday roast beast, Apple TV Plus has 8 minutes of it waiting. I got a push notification on my iPhone Monday night hipping me to a special Severance sneak peek. They've apparently got the first 8 minutes of Season 2 available to stream. Or you could wait. Season 2 of Severance starts in just over 3 weeks. Episode 1 goes live on Friday, the 17th of January. So I'm not sure when the next episode of macOSken will be. Maybe Friday, maybe early next week. If you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, I hope yours is a wonderful holiday season full of love and joy and community and all those warm things. And if you're not the celebratory sort, I hope you have a great few days. macOSken, brought to you by me and sponsored by 1Password Extended Access Management. Learn more at onepassword.com/macOSken. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSken. Advertising handle by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOSken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.